Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to Discover Your Intuitive Self. I am your host, Brenda Reading, and I am so excited because tonight we have special guest, Reverend Sharon Hill. She is a Lilydale registered medium. Welcome, Sharon.
Thank you, Brenda, and thank you for having me. It's such an honor to be on your show. You're one of my. We met a long time ago, back in New York, and with Angels of Hope, and you're one of my favorite people.
Aw, thanks.
An excellent teacher and an excellent medium, and just an all-around really wonderful person. So I'm honored to be here. Thanks for having me.
And friends, just so you know, that was not rehearsed. She's embarrassing me. I'm going to blush. Anyways, back to you, my dear. So how long have you been giving professional readings?
Oh, good question. Probably since 2005 when I was going to school.
Awesome.
And,
where did you go to school?
Fellowships of the Spirit in Lilydale, New York. They're at Lakeside Learning Center now in New York, just outside the gate. But the school is still running, and it's the School of Spiritual Healing and Prophecy.
Wow, that's great. I also hear that you flew across the pond to get some education as well.
I flew across a very large pond, and I was privileged, really honored and excited to have the opportunity to study at Arthur Findlay. For those who don't know, it's in England, and it is probably the best known. It's a college for psychic studies, really, and just wonderful teachers there. And now Mavis Patilla, who used to be the senior tutor there, now comes to the States and teaches quite often. I've seen her down here in Florida, where I am right now, and not in New York.
Just rub it in, my friend.
In Florida now, you can tell by the difference in the color of the skin here.
Yeah, a little bit, right? Yeah. So, I wanted to ask you. I hear you have a story regarding a spiritual experience you had as a young child. Would you like to share it with us tonight? I'm sure my listeners would love to hear it.
I have many, but I think you're talking about the Ben Franklin event. Is that the one?
Yeah.
I was about 4 years old, and I had a near-death experience. It was interesting. Some people might call it just an ascension experience, but I'll describe it to you, and you can decide for yourself. It certainly was interesting. And just to frame it a bit, I'm a second child. It's important people know that, because I have a sister who's about a year and a half older than me, and I always wanted to do something first. But if you're a second child, you usually don't ever get to go first. So, in that context, you have to understand, my sister went to school that day. It was a beautiful spring day. My sister went to school, and I was sure I was old enough. I was sure I was smart enough. I was just as smart as she was, and I could go to school too, but they wouldn't let me. I wasn't old enough, okay? So I was at home, and my dad had come home the previous night, and he brought 2 kites with matching kite string. Mine was green, a green kite, and beautiful green string with a gold metallic band woven through it. It was beautiful. And my sister had a red kite with a red string and a beautiful metallic thread down the center of it, and they were beautiful. My dad was more of an artist, and he liked those kinds of things, and I was excited. It was our first kite. And that day, my sister went to school, and my mom was out gardening, and my dad was washing the car. I said, "Can I fly my kite?" It was a beautiful spring day, and it was perfect kite flying weather, and my dad said yes. And now you have to understand, I'm 4 years old, I'm very excited. I get to do it first before my sister, who had to go to school because I wasn't allowed, right? My dad gets the kite up in the air, and he hands me the wooden bar, and he looks at me and he said, "And don't let any more string out." And I said, "Okay, I'm in my glory," right? And I look, and he's washing the car, and my mom is planting, and she's working in the flower bed. And so I took a couple steps back. I'm 4. And I let a little more string out because it was flying so good. Right? So I'm standing there, and it's flying. My dad's still washing the wheels now. My mom's still gardening. I take a couple more steps back. I let a little more string out. And the next thing I know, I hear my father's voice yell, "Drop it." And my hand just opened, and I'm out of my body watching my mom hold me. I'm curled up in a little ball. She's holding me. I'm watching this in the white light. I'm watching. And above me, I can hear the committee talking about kind of like, oops, this wasn't planned. What do we do now? She's staying or going? And I'm like, what happened was my kite hit the high tension wire behind the house, and 220 volts of electricity went right through me. And thank God for tennis shoes. Ked's tennis shoes saved my life. They grounded me, blew holes in my feet. I had 3rd-degree burns, so the electricity entered my hands, went through my body, out my feet. And now they're deciding, am I staying or am I going? And what I know about that is, it was perfectly peaceful. I knew I was wrong. I didn't follow the directions. I'm 4 years old. I'm wrong. Here I am, waiting to see what's going to happen. There's absolutely no judgment from spirit. And just that, they described the peace beyond all understanding, and that's it. It was just pure unconditional love and peace beyond all understanding. I'm being held in that space, and I'm listening to the conversation as they're deciding, how to rework this, if you will. So I also know we do have contracts. And sometimes there are oops.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, and the next thing I know, I'm looking up at my mom who's holding me. And I knew in that moment that my life was going to be about my mom. And I was here for her. That was my lesson in this life. And certainly it turned out that way, which is interesting. But just the profound experience of knowing that peace beyond all understanding, and that there is no judgment. There's only love, even when we're wrong. And then as a human being, when we're given advice, follow the directions. Very important. Follow the directions.
So that story, and I have to confess, I've heard it before, but it's so powerful in many ways. As a bystander listening to the story, it's like for those people that wonder, is there something, after this place that we're in? You were there, at least you were halfway there. And so, that there's more.
Yes.
Yeah, there's more than just what's here. And the fact that you talk about that peace and that love, is just, it kind of gives you such a sense of peace inside, knowing that no matter what, we're still loved, we're still cared for, and there is no death, right?
Yes.
So so I just think that is so powerful. And thank you so much, Sharon, for sharing that story with the listeners, because, there's all of us out here, and some of us are a little further on the path, whatever the path is. But I think that lesson that you learned at a very young age is so important for all of us to hear, especially now in the world, so that there's always someone having our back, so to speak, So thank you.
I want to say one more thing about it. I had that experience, and I had that understanding. I had that experience. The doctor said I was fine. I was never the same. I'm here to say. But I did not have words or context to describe it. It didn't feel unnatural. So there's that other piece.
Mm-hmm.
It was years later that I really understood it in context. So I think it's important for people to know some of the experiences they've already had may in fact come to light later on down the road. So
Sure.
yeah, remain open.
So I just want to mention briefly before we take our caller that, and this is important, I think, Sharon was featured on Lisa Ling's show, This Is Life, in October of 2018 as part of the Mediums of Lilydale episode. And I would suggest to people that didn't get to see that episode, if you go to, is this correct, Sharon? CNN.go, that they can look it up, the Mediums of Lilydale, and they can watch that episode. And you got to have Lisa Ling in your living room, right?
I did, and it was, Lisa Ling is an amazing woman, I have to say. She is one of the most profound women I've ever met, I think. She's extremely kind. She's very conscientious. She cares about people genuinely. It was just an honor to meet her. And and her crew, the whole crew comes in the living room, and they have to set up all the lighting and everything. And their crew was amazing. Part One Pictures was the filming crew, the production crew, and it was just a great team of people. So I was honored to have that experience. And for anyone who didn't see it, This Is Life with Lisa Ling, and the episode is The Mediums of Lilydale, October, I believe, 28th, 2018. And you can access it through, if you can stream CNN, back episodes are available. And if not, you can go to CNN and Go and find it there. So, yeah. And I know Hulu has CNN. You can find it there probably.
Okay, so I just want to say one more thing before we go to the caller. Sharon is one of the most accurate, compassionate, loving mediums and healers I've ever known. And I know she's not paying me to say this. So if anybody wishes to contact Sharon for any type of reading, your website is?
My website is www.revsharonhill.com.
Awesome. And now if Kaylana is still around, we would love to hear from her.
Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Yes, hi, I'm here.
Hi, Kaylana. You're in Scranton, PA.
Yes.
Awesome. So do you have a question, or would you like a spot reading tonight?
A spot reading?
Go ahead, Sharon. Give it a go.
You or me?
Yeah, you, lady, go.
Okay. Kaylana from Scranton, PA. Immediately, they're showing me a stocking hanging up, and I'm only seeing one, which will be significant here. And I'm not sure I understand that. I'm also aware of a lady who steps in, and she steps in also with a gentleman. I want to say the gentleman was really ill before he passed, and he does feel somewhat grandfatherly to me. Possibly I'm hearing some talking. So he's feeling he didn't quite shave there toward the end, a little bit scruffy, and I do see him wearing a robe, and he comes in assisted by a woman who I feel might have been his daughter. So this might be a mother-father team coming in from the spirit side of life. Does that make sense to you, Kaylana?
Yes.
Okay. So you understand who we have here. And I'm seeing one stocking. Would you understand being alone and or missing someone this Christmas?
Yes, both of them.
Both of them. Thank you. Because I'm seeing the one stocking hanging there, and I have the two people coming in from the spirit side of life, and it feels kind of cold and lonely this season, which is not the norm for you, okay? And I want to say they're bringing through so much love, and I want to say that this lady took care of absolutely everybody else and was worried at the end there was no one to take care of her. Would you understand that concern, please?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And would you understand also that you came to the rescue there?
What do you mean?
Did you show up in her life to be a part of it toward the end?
Oh, yes, I did. Yes, yes.
This is what she's feeling so loving toward you for. She was concerned that there wasn't anyone there for her, and then you showed up. Okay? You understand?
Yes.
Okay. She's just bringing through so much love, and she's bringing in cookies. I think she would have made Christmas cookies every year she could have. Okay. That was her thing. Cookies were her thing. Or cookies are your thing, however you want to look at that. Okay. So she's bringing a tray of cookies right off the cookie sheet here. I don't think they got very far off the cookie sheet before they were all eaten. Does that make sense to you as well?
Yes.
Okay. She's showing me, she's pulling pearls out of a purse. Would you understand a strand of pearls that broke, please?
A strand of pearls, like a necklace?
A necklace, or yeah, that broke. Was there a necklace that broke and the beads fell off?
My Aunt Jenny got my mom a necklace when she was younger.
And I wanted to get her that necklace before she passed.
And my mom wanted to get her a necklace before she passed away.
It was St. Christopher, the one she had. Protect us?
Yeah.
The one she had.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm not, I don't know about,
But it did break.
but it did break.
And I was very upset.
Okay. So she's talking about this, and she's just showering the love with it. Okay. The truth is, it's about the love, and that's what she knows. So that's what she's bringing for you. She's also showing me a heart and highlighting Valentine's Day. So I think that's going to be significant for you this year, or it's a significant, more of a significant holiday for you or someone around you. May coincide with a birthday or another occasion. All right. So she's just blowing you kisses, wanting to let you know she loves you and that she's there, even if you feel like you're alone. Okay?
Okay.
Kaylana, it's
Yes.
Brenda here. I just want to pop in on Sharon's connection there. I'm also seeing, and I think it's you, somebody is working out like crazy. She's showing me somebody that's just really, really taking their fitness seriously, doing a lot of exercising, or she's talking about it for the future. Can you understand that?
Yeah, I guess.
Well, she's showing me, I mean, I'm seeing different types of fitness equipment, and like the bike and the treadmill and this and that, and she's talking about your fitness. So I'm feeling like she's proud of you for taking it seriously. So that's what I'm hearing. So I'm hoping that resonates with you, and take that into the new year as well.
Yeah, I did lose weight, but I wasn't working out. That makes
Well,
sense.
she's
Then.
yeah. Well,
Yeah, I'm seeing the exercise bike, so she's encouraging you to work out.
yeah. Okay.
She was
Because
encouraging me to work out.
yeah. But she's also saying she's proud for what you've done already. That's what she was bringing that up. So yeah. So that's a two-part thing. So yes, thank you so much, Kaylana, and have a good
Thank you.
Christmas. And if we have another
You too.
caller, thank you. Thanks, Sharon. This is so much fun.
Yes, this is fun.
Yeah, so while we're waiting for our next caller, Sharon also does a radio show. It's called Lilydale Blog Talk Radio. It's on Facebook on Mondays at noon. So you can listen to Sharon speak every Monday at noon, and she does a variety of topics as well, and has callers and does readings. Right, Sharon?
Yes, thank you. It is Lilydale Blog Talk Radio, and people can look that up, blogtalkradio.com/Lilydale Radio. And Media Monday is every Monday at noon, and we have a topic or a question for the first 10 or 15 minutes, and then we take live calls. So
Yeah, which by the way, I called in on Monday and you had so many people waiting to talk to you. I waited and I waited and I waited. So by the way, no, I won't do that. I won't take reading spot here. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting.
that's let people know, call in early so they get in the queue.
Yeah. Well, if we don't have a caller, I'm going to ask you for my reading that I didn't get the other day on Lilydale Blog Talk Radio.
Oh, really? Oh,
Why not? Why not?
yeah. I know you a little bit, and
I don't care.
We're asking for a reading. I know your mom and dad. They're both in spirit. I never met them in real life, but I know them. And your mom's putting a hat on your dad. He said, "I'm putting a hat on your dad," and she's walking in to do the talking. So she would have been the boss, right? And that's Nancy, right? So
yeah,
she's coming in and rolling up her sleeves because there's a lot of work to do. And she's wringing the neck of a chicken. Now, put this in context. Somewhere back in time, we had real chickens here. Did they have real chickens?
She did when she lived on the farm with my grandma. Yep.
You understand that?
I do.
Okay. And she's coming in. She's a lot like her mom. She was a sturdy woman, very practical. Didn't think a thing of it, But she's coming in saying there's a lot of work to do. And I want to wring the neck of someone who's close to you is the metaphor she's giving.
Oh, really?
You would understand that because they like me and, my experience at 4, when I didn't follow directions, there's someone in and around you who's not following.
Oh, yes. There is someone right now that is not.
They would like to wring their neck.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So that's her message to you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
She's aware of the frustration.
Yeah, I do have some frustration. But, we all have to kind of let it go.
Oh, you lost sound. Can't hear you. Muted. Okay, so we can't hear Brenda. I can't hear Brenda. So I just want to thank everyone for tuning in. It's a great show. Brenda, like I said, it is awesome. And I want to thank her for having me. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in and giving the kind attention. And I hope that you pay attention in your own life to the signs that you're getting from your spirit loved ones who are all around you, and from the nudges that you get, the little insights and impulses, the dimes, the quarters, the pennies, the butterflies, all the signs that you're getting from your loved ones at Christmas, especially in the holiday season, with all that activity. They're around you. If you're thinking of them, they're thinking of you. So that's how it works. And when you're thinking of them, say hello and bring them in closer and feel the love. Spirits love, and they're coming to let you know they love you. Some of them, they know that you miss them. And it is possible to communicate. So with Brenda's show, Discovering Your Intuitive Self, you'll learn the skills that are needed to learn how to communicate with your own spirit loved ones. And that's pretty awesome because that makes everything whole. And there's no time, beginning and end, and there's no death. So it's a continuum, and learning to work with that, just priceless and gives so much peace. So I wish you all joy for the holiday season. Again, Brenda, thank you for having me on as a guest. And thank you to the caller who called in. And I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy all of the holidays. I'm kind of not in my left brain to think right now. I'm in my right brain for mediumship. So please forgive me, but happy holiday season to everyone and a very joyous new year.